Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. These next 2-3 series of lectures, we are going to be talking about saints of Maharashtra, if I am correct. And today we'll take the saint who is revered, the one who is revered by all other saints of Maharashtra, and he is the Jnaneshwar Maharaj. Without showing our gratitude to him, we cannot move ahead. And Jnaneshwar Maharaj is a unique personality who achieved a great deal in his mere 21 years of life. And some say that he has I was reading some text, they say that he has taken samadhi, he has left the body, but no. According to Eknath Maharaj and popular stories, 300 years after Jnaneshwar Maharaj took samadhi, and he took Sanjeevani Samadhi, 300 years after that, Eknath Maharaj had taken him to be his guru. And one day in his dream, Jnaneshwar Maharaj came and he said that I am under this tree on the side of this Indrayani river. Please come here. I'm located here. And showing him where are the signs, and there was no temple there. Aalandi was there, but what temple you see today, that was not there. Have you all been to Aalandi? Most of you have. And when he went there, he dug, he found his Guru Maharaj. He's sitting there in Samadhi. And why the reason that he was called? Because the roots of the tree were choking him. That means 300 years later, Jnaneshwar Maharaj was still alive. He had not left his body. And then Eknath Maharaj cleared all the roots and everything, and Jnaneshwar Maharaj asked him to close the place again, but he extracted a promise that I will build a temple so that everyone knows that you are there. And even today, if you go to Aalandi, 40 feet below, he is still sitting there. There are only few people whom we can talk about as having taken Sanjeevani Samadhi, and they are Jnaneshwar Maharaj is one, then our Raghavendra Swami is one. You heard of Raghavendra Swami at Mantralaya? He has also taken Sanjeevani Samadhi. So whoever takes Sanjeevani Samadhi, they do not die. And that place is called as Vrindavan. So the story with that uniqueness about Jnaneshwar Maharaj, let's look at how he came about, how he was born, under what circumstances. Once in Kashi, there was a great saint by the name of Saint Ramanand. There have been many Ramanandas. I have also met one when I used to live in Kashi. So this saint, great Saint Ramananda, he was walking around in his ashram, and suddenly one young boy came and fell at his feet and said, I want sannyas, I want to be your disciple. And Rama, naturally, first question will be what? Who are you? Where are you from? Where are your parents? Have you taken permission from your parents? And he says, yes, my parents are old and they are given me the permission and I have come to take sannyas. And looking at Saint Ramananda was a great authority. Looking at this young boy, he could see the potential in him. He could see what he was capable of, and very happily he gave him sannyas. And very quickly this young boy by the name of Vitthal Pant, he became the second in charge of the ashram, taking care of all the day-to-day activities, teaching, satsang, etc., etc. The right-hand man of Swami Ramananda. Very quickly he gleaned all the knowledge from his Guru Maharaj. He was such dedicated student. It so happened I can compare my life to it. Once upon a time, that was 25, 27 years ago, I was going with you have met Swami Anubhavananda, all of you? Yes. So with Swami Anubhavananda, I had taken a one-way ticket to Himalayas because I was living in Australia. I came to Himalayas and I said, I was in search of a teacher. I know that the teacher has to find the student. It's always that way. And in Australia, I couldn't find anyone. I went to Buddhist teachers, I went to Zen teachers, I went to Tao teachers, I went to Indian teachers who were visiting in Australia and asked them, I want to study scripture. One of them said, give me $21,000 per year and come to US. I said, man, $21,000. उसके बाद खाना पीना रहना accommodation, where do I get all this? I said, okay, then best way is to go to the original place, go to India. And some things happened and and when I decided I got the ticket, things just fell in place. And cutting the story short, I was traveling with Swamiji and our previous batch of students, and we are coming back from the Himalayas, and Swamiji, I was sitting in my chair in the bus with the shawl on my head and doing japa underneath, bit sick, and Swamiji was sitting on this side, diagonally back, that chair, and I was not talking to anyone. I was just tired and exhausted with the sickness and feverish also. So his leg comes from here, it's like this chair is there, his leg comes and he tickles me with his leg and he says, Maharaj, थोड़ा हमारे को भी मसाज कर दो, पैर दर्द हो रहे हैं. तो मैं कहा ठीक है स्वामी जी. मैंने पकड़ लिया पैर, and the his feet are in my lap and I'm pressing his feet and doing my japa, and when I don't know, within few minutes I went to sleep. I don't know why, but it happened. And naturally when I went to sleep, my legs were up against the chair in front and his feet is there, and when I fell asleep, my weight of my head also is on his feet now. How long can he hold it like that? And immediately after some time, I don't know how much time passed, and he says, Acha, enough, come here. And he shooed away everyone, all the other brahmacharis, come and sit next to me. My purpose was, Swamiji, you have to interview me for the next course. So I said, went and sat next to him. He says, Bolo. मैंने कहा जैसे इन्होंने बोला बोलो विट्ठल पंत को, नाम बताओ. नाम तो उनको पता था. तो बोलो. मैंने कहा मैंने क्या बोलना है? You are the teacher, you have to ask me questions, you have to interview me and see if I am qualified to come and study the course or not. He says, no, you tell me about yourself. So as a young recruit, I told him my whole story of my life in that 5-10 minutes, not where I was born and everything, but basically all my sadhanas that I had been doing. And eventually he said, now? I said, now I'm with you. So, then? I said, then now you have to decide what next. He says, no, you tell. He said, when Swamiji said, you tell, I said, there must be something which I must look into myself that I have not communicated. So I closed my eyes, and in that moment, the question which was troubling me for few years or few months, since I had decided to come to Himalayas, and the question was, what is my duty? Is my duty towards, and I am spelling it out in front of Swamiji. Swamiji, this is the dilemma that I am in. Is my duty towards this urge which is coming inside of me, this Akashvani which has told me to go and study the scriptures, is that my duty, or is my duty towards my parents and to do what they want me to do? Which is like any parent, get married, have children, this, that. And I'm very expectantly looking at Swamiji, ki abhi answer karenge. And I am looking. And he just said, then? Then I said, then you have to answer. I don't know the answer to this. As usual, you must have met him. The one who has the question, he alone has the answers. And he says, you have to find your own answers. How can I answer your question? And I was desperate that I should come to know the answer. But when he refused to give answer, and again itni mere paas tha, so I closed my eyes, went in, came out. Very quickly the answer came. And that is true. When the answer comes from within, it is your own answer. It's not a reply given by other people. Reply can be adhered to or not adhered to. But when you come up with when the answer comes from the deep core of your own being, you will never forget that answer. Like till today, I keep repeating this story because it's my own answer. It came from within. And the answer was, Swamiji, देखो कहते हैं स्वामी जी क्या? मैं कहा स्वामी जी, I will come and study the scriptures with you if you allow. And after that, if the urge remains to get married, I'll go and get married. I'll be a better citizen after having studied the scriptures. Or if that is not there, then I'll take to sannyas. There and then he said, come to the ashram now. तो acceptance हो गया. तो यहाँ पे, here, Vitthal Pant, he told the teacher that the parents have agreed, but he doesn't tell the complete truth. And it so happened, this Saint Ramanandji, he decided to go on a pilgrimage to Rameshwaram and collect the waters of the ocean from there and bring it and do Abhishek of Kashi Vishwanath. And on his way, and saints, whenever they go, wherever they go, in whichever manner they go, it's never in a straight line. They are just मजे करते हुए, सब जगह आनंद फैलाते हुए, they go around. And as it so happened, he reached Aalandi, and at Aalandi, he was staying in one of the temples or somewhere, and by the banks of the Indrayani, and at that time, this young girl, she comes around and she prostrates to our Saint Ramanand. Her name is Rakhumabai, and or Rukmini, some people say Rukmini, and she prostrated, and she immediately out of that great saint's mouth the Ashirvad came, Putravati Bhava, and sarcastically she smiled at him. He says, Putravati Bhava, मेरा तो husband है ही नहीं, वो तो चला गया सन्यासी बनने के लिए. कौन? वो विट्ठल पंत. He said, why you are smiling like this? A cheeky smile, sarcastic smile. Then she told him the whole story, that this is what happened. And the story goes that when Vitthal Pant was roaming around, he wanted to go to Kashi, and while on his the sannyas sanskars were always there in him, in Vitthal Pant. And he is the son of what are their names, the parents' name? Neerabai and Govinda Pant. He is the son of Neerabai and Govinda Pant. And one day, leaving his parents there, and he had gone to going towards Kashi, and while going there, he came to this place where Rukmabai and her parents were there, and they saw that this young Brahmin is there. He's very susanskrit and good etiquettes, good ethics, good morals, handsome. And any family nowadays, it doesn't happen as much, but in those days, if you see someone like that, they will invite you to their home, they will give you accommodation, they will say, give us the chance to serve you and take care of you, please come and do the sadhana in our house, not just come and eat breakfast, lunch, dinner like I am doing here. He stayed there for some time, and then one day, while he was staying with them, one night, the father of Rakumabai, he had a drishtant, he had a vision, and what was it? He heard a voice, and the voice said, in the deep, he was woken up from the dream, and the voice was reverberating and saying, get your young girl married to Vitthal Pant. The girl is only 8-9 years old, and this fellow is maybe 16-17 years old. He said, get married to him. And after deliberating for a few days, he said this to the father. And the moment he said, no, but this cannot be true, this cannot happen, I am on my journey to take sannyas to Kashi, and how can I get married, this, that. But if the voice is true, then I will also get some indication that I should follow, that what you are saying has to happen. But I need a proof. And after 2 days, when he was sleeping, Vitthal Pant, this young fellow, in the dream, he got a yogi came to him, gave him Ashirwad, and clearly told him, get married to this girl. And then that was the indication that he should get married. See, these marriages can take place, but if the urge to take sannyas, how life unfolds, we don't know. We think we are in control of our life, having bought the house, got the car, got the right insurances to cover all eventualities. It doesn't work that way. And he came, and after some days, the father passed away, and he took the young girl to his parents' place, who were getting old, and there he started. They both took care of their parents, and because of the typhoid or some disease, both of them passed away within a year. And then, now what to do? They came back to the father. Father's name was Siddhopant, the girl's father. So they came back to the father, and they stayed there, and for some time. Yeah, the girl was from aalandi. Girl was from Alkapuri. Alkapuri is aalandi. And they stayed there for some time. And as he was doing his sadhana, girl was young. And as he went around, every now and then he will say, I want to go to Kashi, I want to go to Kashi, I want to go to Kashi, I want to go to Kashi. And one day the girl said that if you want to go to Kashi, let's have a child, and then you are free to go. Give me a child, so that I am busy. Now, otherwise I will not give. He asked the father. Father, he says, what can I do? But one day, when the Siddhopant, the father, he also passes away without seeing the grandchild, and they are waiting, and he is again and again asking Rakumabai, allow me, allow me. And the fire of sannyas, that this color is color of fire. That's why they wear this color. Some of you are wearing. Huh? And once this catches you from inside, and it is not that just you have to take sannyas, it's the urge, the fire to give up everything, only to merge into God. Then it will last. And this Vitthal Pant, one day while she was sleeping at night, early in the morning, he just went and he left. And you know how the story began. He reached Kashi, told, but he doesn't tell the teacher, Guru Maharaj, that he is married. He conveniently omits that information. Now, this Saint Ramanand, when he says, if the words have come out of my mouth that Putravati Bhava, it cannot be wrong. Tell me your story. And she will tell story. She starts telling, and he closes that this is all has happened. My husband left me. I don't know where he is. But they say he is with Saint Ramanand. He says, I am Saint Ramanand from Kashi. He says, oh, some guru gave him without checking out. She doesn't know that he is a Saint Ramanand. She says, some guru gave him sannyas without checking out if he is married or not, has taken permission. He says, which guru, what is his name? No, somewhere in Kashi, what is his name? I heard over the grapevine that his name is Saint Ramanand. He says, that's who, I am that. And he closes, says, Acha, Vitthal Pant is the guy. Immediately he stops his journey and returns back to Kashi, takes the girl, Siddhopant her father has not passed away yet. Takes the father and the daughter back to Kashi, and there asks the question to Vitthal Pant, you told me that, now you have to do what I have to tell, what I am going to tell you. What is that? You have to give up sannyas, go back into family life. That is the prashchit that you have to do. And poor fellow, Vitthal Pant, as much as he may want, even though when he was accepted as a sannyasi, why did he become such a great disciple of Saint Ramanand? Because he was adept, because he was capable. He had, and everything, whatever the teacher taught him and told him once, he used to grasp it. He was taking satsangs in the ashram, teaching the Vedas and the scriptures to other students, etc., etc. All-rounded person with all abilities, management of the ashram as well as teaching. Now he comes back. As he comes back, Siddhopant is there and the Rukmabai is there. Then they are staying together, and eventually this is where the father passes away, and he goes to they continue to stay, and then first child is born. And the first child is, who is he? Nivrittinath. And this Nivrittinath, this is the philosophy. What is that? First, what is the first? We have to withdraw from everything to be dedicated to the divine. This is the journey, and that journey of perfection is exemplified in the kids that Vitthal Pant and Rukmabai have. So now he has been sent back. So now first child is born. He names him Nivrittinath. Then the second child is born. His name is Jnanadev, Jnanoba or Jnanadev. Then Jnanadev is, once you have vairagya, once you have dispassion towards the world, once you have dispassion towards the samsar, then alone jnana comes. Then alone knowledge comes. Knowledge, if we feel that we are going to be engaged in this world and pursue the knowledge, it is not going to happen. then what does it mean? I cannot leave the world. I got my responsibilities. I got my children. I got my wife. I got my parents. I got my loan. I got my mortgage, etc., etc. This is the knack that we have to develop. And what is that? If you can, if anyone knows, how do you gain knowledge while living in this world?
Detached.
Huh?
Without attachment, being detached to
To-
material things.
But you are in the middle of it. You're dressed so nicely. Huh? Yes. What she's saying is correct. So you live fully, dynamically, 100% in this world, engaged in this world. But where is the dispassion then? The dispassion is not out there in the world. Dispassion is in your heart. From inside, you are totally unclutched. You are totally detached to everything. Other people don't have to come to know about it. You must know that. You must be very clear. Then how do you behave outside? Full of love, joy, laughter, inspiration, engagement. But inside, totally untouched by what is going on outside. See, that it is, and that cannot be, you cannot think and make it happen. it you keep practicing it, one day the knack will come. Knack is not something that can be cultivated. It happens. If the intention is correct, if the grace is there, while living in the world, you continue reading the saints and sages' stories, continue studying the scriptures. And if the correct attitude towards life is there, then this knack will come. Every person who's walking this path, one day this knack comes. Then there is no depression. Dispassion can lead to depression, because dispassion will lead to silence. Dispassion will lead to disinterestedness in the world. But what are we saying? Dispassion inside and full dynamism outside. That's a knack. नहीं तो सब कुछ छोड़ दिया, now I am retiring. घर में बैठ गए. Now I am taking sannyas. And what do you do in sannyas? When we were studying, we went to study with Swamiji. 60 people came. 60 prospective students came. And 60 is good, very good. But is everyone qualified? After 3 days or 4 days of being in the ashram, the kitchen staff ran away, because suddenly 60 students. Pehle to for almost 7 months it was hardly any people there, because there was no course going on. Cook also went away, so they quickly found one cook, some Kerala cook, and there was nobody to wash the dishes. Swamiji asked us, "Hey guys, all brahmacharis, is there a problem if you have to wash the breakfast dishes?" How many? Not one or two, 250 people, all ashram dishes. We had no problem, but those who had problem, one day they did, second day they did, third day they did. After 4th day, they went and approached Swamiji. "Swamiji, I am a Brahmin and I have come to study Vedanta, and I don't want to be washing dishes. I think I'll go somewhere else to study Vedanta." Yeah, you are welcome to go. Nobody is forcing you. You sit on the chair. Nobody is forcing you to go. Just stay. Gone. After 1 week was over, then he added lunch to it. That you have to wash dishes for breakfast also and lunch also, because we have not been able to find the staff. Another 10-15 left. After 1 month, dinner dishes were also added. Suddenly, from 60 people, we were about 35. Half of the batch, half of the people left. Why? that we have come to study scriptures, not to wash the dishes. This is how Guru Maharaj tests you. So Vitthal Pant has not taken that, he has not taken the wrong approach, that is, Guru Maharaj said, go back into the family life. But he came back as a family person, but the society did not accept him. For society, a person who has taken to the highest stage, because what is that? Brahmacharya, Grahastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyas. This is the fourth stage of life. After having come to the fourth stage of life, if you come back if you fall down back, it is not accepted in the society. It's nowhere written in the scriptures, okay? Nowhere written in the scriptures. But it was not accepted by the society, the present society at that time. Nowadays, though, you see so many things happening in society. It's totally different. And having been persecuted like this, taunted like this by the society, Siddhopant, the father of the girl, he was also getting troubled. Eventually, Vitthal Pant and the mother Rukmabai, they moved out and they built a small thatched hut and started living there, totally ostracized by the society. He could not teach, he could not beg, he could not, totally just living on worse than a beggar. Only few people who were close to them would somehow come and bring some food to them. Otherwise, nobody even wanted to touch them. That was their state. And in that state, this is tapasya. This is and both husband and wife, they took it as tapasya. For 12 years, they lived like that. And after 12 years, the first child called Nivrittinath was born. And few years later, I think 2 years later or 3 years later, Jnaneshwar was born. So wherever there is tapasya, wherever there is vairagya, wherever there is nivritti, the nature of the world is what? What is that flux called? Pravritti, nivritti. Involvement and withdrawal. So involvement they have done. We have all done. We have to withdraw without letting others come to know that you are withdrawing. That is the smart way. That is the सहज way. नहीं तो हम पूरी दुनिया को अनाउंस करके चलते हैं, अच्छा भाई, आई एम गोइंग, लाइक विठल पंत डिड. Genuine, no doubt, but majority of us, अच्छा, I am going for meditation, don't make any sound. And that's when you hear the maximum sound, because you are quiet. Not because they're making more sound. Because you have become quiet and you don't know how to handle the sound that is coming, and you become agitated after that. So Nivrittinath, wherever there is vairagya, wherever there is withdrawal from the, and what is this world? As our Panchadashi and our Upanishads say, it is made out of 5 things. Remember which one? Asti, Bhati, Priya, Nam, Roop. Asti means Sat, Bhati means Chit, Priya means Ananda, Satchidanand. That is the substratum, that is the foundation of the creation. And what is the last 2? Nama, Roop. Nama, Roop is the Jagat. The foundation is Asti, Bhati, Priya, Satchidanand. And the other 2, they are the world. So once we have vairagya from this name and form, then the Satchidanand starts flowering within the bosom of the person. And both Rukmabai and Vitthal Pant, they lived in such a manner. They may not have given up the world gave them up. Vitthal Pant already was a vairagi by nature. Rukmabai, being persecuted, she also went introverted. Now that the husband is there, she started walking on in his steps. And then our Nivrittinath was born. Nivrittinath, then who's the second one? Jnanadev Maharaj. Jnanadev are the knowledge sprouts. Wherever there is withdrawal, knowledge sprouts. When knowledge sprouts, what is that knowledge? We are not talking about knowledge of the world. What is this knowledge we are talking about? An urge, a deep, unshakable urge to know yourself. While we are engaged in the world, this urge will not come. It will not come. See, it's like the urge of going to sleep every night. When you engage with this world out of ignorance, you get exhausted, you get tired, and whether you like it or not, the urge to go to sleep, to rejuvenate yourself for tomorrow, it comes. And it's like this kid, today she slept, yesterday didn't she sleep because I was here. So she wants to spend as much time around, hanging around. She's feeling sleepy also, but she's not going to sleep. So the sleep is there, but she doesn't want to miss out on anything. See? But eventually sleep did come and catch her. Did she invoke the sleep? No. She wanted to live. She wanted to engage. And that's how we must be. We must engage outside with the correct attitude that instead of sleep, this urge to know the self comes about. Instead of sleep. Instead of sleep, the urge to know the self. And that is the day of initiation. You are reborn that day. Then comes Sopan Dev. Sopan Dev is the path, the direction, the way. What way you are going to take, what sadhana you are going to do, which are you going to follow, the karma yoga or the bhakti yoga or the jnana yoga or the kriya yoga or the aghori marg or the tantric marg, or which path are you going to take? Are you going to decide an ignorant one? Then where is this answer going to come? If we go according to our wishes, we will always make wrong conclusions. Because we are copy pasting. Oh, I think I like that Guru Maharaj, or I like that Guru Maharaj, or we are going around with some friend or some, because now you are oriented, this environment looks very nice. What are these people doing? Oh, they are keeping their spine straight and they are sitting like this and chanting Om. I will also do this. Suddenly after some time you go to Hare Krishna Mandali and hey, they are not fully following any rules, but this is even more joy. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. We will make mistakes. It's okay. Making mistakes is also okay, as long as you are searching. But if this urge to know the truth is genuine, and you have this genuine understanding that the right teacher, my job is to seek, the teacher will come into my life. The scripture will come into my life. It will come. Which scripture you have to study? Let nature decide. Which guru is going to come? Let nature decide. You keep seeking. No, otherwise, people have come to me and said, what is that? I have made him my guru. Swamiji, I want to give you one news. Swamiji, I went to there, somewhere, I have no names. I went there and I made him my guru. I said, अच्छा, धन्य हो. क्यों? स्वामी क्या हो गया? ठीक है ना? मैं कहा बिल्कुल ठीक है. मैं क्यों मना करूं? I had heard that Guru makes a disciple, but I had never heard that a disciple makes a Guru, chooses a Guru. ठीक है, कलयुग में सब कुछ allowed है. नहीं, I didn't mean that way. I said, अच्छा ठीक है, अभी सब ठीक है. So you must, when you come across a teacher Either there is complete 100% surrender there and then, or because we are a bit of intellectuals, we want to check out the teacher. And you must. Just because someone is having a little bit of siddhis, नहीं ये मेरे गुरु महाराज हैं, उसके बाद फंस गए पूरी लाइफ in the name of those siddhis. ज्ञान आगे क्या? Is siddhi going to take you to the ultimate goal? What was your goal? The Gyan was, I want to know who am I. That is the Gyan. And that is what Jnaneshwar Maharaj has told in all his scriptures. You remember all that he has imparted to the world? First was Jnaneshwari. Within 4 years, by the age of 12, he had given the talks on Jnaneshwari. And that Jnaneshwari is known as Bhavartha Deepika, the lamp within. And there he is speaking. I have taken it once completely, now I'm starting it again. And in that, whether it is an intellectual, whether it is a dynamic fellow, whether he is a business person, whether he is a common person, a farmer, a cobbler, a carpenter, the language that is used and the examples that are taken will cater to one and all. Nobody feel left out in that. Unlike Shankaracharya, when Shankaracharya gives the commentary, only the intellectual pandits can understand, right? If you don't know Sanskrit, you cannot understand. If you're not having a keen intellect and a sharp intellect, you cannot follow Adi Shankaracharya. But Jnaneshwar Maharaj, in this Bhavartha Deepika, anyone who picks up can straight away, for every principle, he gives you not one, not two, not three, 10 examples as he goes along. Every verse you will see so many examples he is giving. Unbelievable. Then after Jnaneshwari, and Jnaneshwari, now Jnaneshwar Maharaj is speaking. Then how come Jnaneshwari came about to be written in the written form? You know? So there was one, when he was young, during the before he started giving discourses on Bhagavad Gita. Jnaneshwari is the discourse on Bhagavad Gita. There was one first miracle that Jnaneshwar Maharaj did. See, again, society, until and unless you don't do miracles, society doesn't accept you as a great person. So these young, before I come to this, these as the Jnaneshwar, Sopandev is the way. So first was withdrawal. Withdrawal leads to an urge to know who you are. When your attention is on who you are, the way comes in front of you, the path becomes available on which path you have to traverse. And once you start walking on that path without a doubt, without a confusion, without any suspicion, is this the right one or should I follow the other one? Then it will take you to the destination called, what is it? Muktabai is the youngest sister of all the three brothers, and Muktabai represents the salvation, the God realization. So with 4 saints born in one family, and which family? Which was Sannyasa Bhrashta. Sannyasa Bhrashta. Does it mean that we all should take sannyas and come back and start having children? No. And these kids, when their parents have passed away, I will not go into that story. They offer, once they see that they wanted that whatever wrong they have committed, the father and mother, Vitthal Pant and Rukmabai, whatever wrong we have committed, why the children have to pay for that wrong? So they want a letter of purification for their kids. And the Pandit Sabha, they say, we can't give it in Aalandi, you have to go to Paithan. You have to go to Triambakeshwar. They go to Triambakeshwar. There they say, no, we cannot, we have looked at all the scriptures, we can't find any answer. This situation has never arisen before. So you go to Paithan, that is the main seat of all the Pandits. So before going there, they are going around in the jungle. Have you been to Triambakeshwar?
Yes.
Have you climbed the Brahmagiri?
Yeah.
You must. सिर्फ टेम्पल जाके क्या आते हो? Climb the top. See the उद्गम स्थान of गोदावरी. Beautiful. फिर नीचे आने का जी नहीं करेगा तुम्हें. You understood? सब हिंदी जानते हैं ना? हाँ. और you have done the परिक्रमा of Brahmagiri. So that also must be done. So Jnaneshwar Maharaj, Nivrittinath, Jnaneshwar Maharaj, Sopan Dev, Muktabai, and Vitthal Pant and the mother Rukmabai, they are doing the parikrama of Brahmagiri. While they are doing, suddenly they hear a big roar of a tiger, and the whole family goes hither and thither, and everyone is the young ones, the Sopandev and Muktabai, they are with the parents. Jnandev is alone and Nivrittinath is alone. And in that hadbad, everyone becomes separated. Eventually they all come together, but Nivrittinath is missing. And Nivrittinath, hearing that the tiger is coming after him, even today also there are tigers there. He's coming after him, he keeps running, and eventually finds himself in a cave, and he finds in a cave that there are so many Mahatmas living there. And all the tigers also living there. And he sits there, and everyone is waiting for Nivrittinath to come. And immediately he is initiated. As he enters, there is the head of all the yogis is sitting there. His name is Gahninath. This is the Nath Sampradaya. So Gahninath was the disciple of Gorakshanath. And the whole Nath Sampradaya was started from Matsyendranath. Again, just like we have the nine avatars of the Lord, what was the first avatar? Matsya avatar. Same way, in this Nath Sampradaya also, the first one is Matsyendranath, fish. Matsya is fish. So this Gahninath, who is resplendent like a gold, he for 7 days he puts his hand on the head of Nivrittinath and transfers all the knowledge. He said, I am here and I have been instructed by my Guru Maharaj Gorakshanath to initiate you, and there is an instruction for you, Nivritti, that after you go, you do the same initiation to your younger brother Jnaneshwar Maharaj. But Jnaneshwar Maharaj doesn't become Nath. The parampara stops there. And in this way, Nivrittinath's father, Vitthal Pant's father was initiated by Gorakshanath. And that is how the whole thing is going on. And eventually, Nivrittinath comes and initiates Jnaneshwar Maharaj. Jnaneshwar Maharaj immediately gets into the yoga mode, and the parents see that both these boys are capable enough now, and they decide that I think we should leave them to their own, they can handle, and till we are there, the society is not going to accept them. So let's conclude our life, and they take samadhi. Some places it's written they go and walk into the lake. Some places they say that they go to the Triveni Sangam in Prayagraj and take samadhi there after doing Kashi Yatra. And in this way they give, and then these kids, they are also looking at, their parents said that you have to get the Shuddhi Patra. So they also go And the first miracle that is done after being challenged, that the head priest there, he says, just because your name is Jnanadev does not mean that that you have the knowledge. He says, of course, knowledge is everywhere. Knowledge, Atma is the truth. The truth is in you, truth is in me, truth is everywhere. And these statements coming from a small child of 8-9 years old. And these fellows are 50-60 years old, big tummy, the right makeup with all the marks and everything, and few books sitting in front of, just like the lawyers, or the judges. They're sitting there ready to proclaim who is right and who is wrong, and who is Brahman and who is Kshatriya, etc. And they are, when this young boy says the Atma is everywhere, he says, where did you know this? How do you know this? And at that time, one buffalo is passing by. His name is also Jnanadev, Jnanoba. So he says, oh, this buffalo is also, has the Atma. Of course this has the Atma. Acha. So just to challenge Jnanadev Maharaj, that buffalo is brought in the center of the gathering, and he says, we will give you Pramana Patra, make this buffalo chant the Vedas. Jnaneshwar, bilkul, why not? No doubt. That's another beautiful thing that we see from these stories of saints here, Jnaneshwar Maharaj, that they live their life without any doubts. They are 100% committed to the conviction that they have, that has, sprouted in them. When you have pure vairagya, then the knowledge that comes is also pure, without any suspicion. I know or I don't know, this question will not come. We have that. So Jnanadev Maharaj, when he hears the challenge, he says, yes. And he's not challenging it to prove them wrong, but at the same time, there is no arrogance about him, within him, that, no, yes, I'll show you. No, nothing like that. He says, yes. If Atma is everywhere, it is in this buffalo also, and this buffalo will also has the potential to chant the Vedas if directed correctly. He goes, prays to the buffalo, and he says, and he starts, in his ear he chants Om, and starts chanting the Purusha Suktam, and as he's chanting the Purusha Suktam, he says, now you continue, and the buffalo continues. Immediately the entire gathering of the Pandits immediately is converted into devotees of Jnanadev Maharaj. And they carry him on his shoulders, they proclaim him as the greatest. Miracles. But sometimes miracles are the calling card for the people to get towards the spirituality. Like our Sai Baba used to say, all these miracles that you see, they are just calling cards, visiting cards, that for the people to come and be exposed to the knowledge that is being imparted here. This is just a calling card. So people come for miracles. What they go back is with knowledge. Because satsang used to go on every time with Sai Baba. With Shirdi Sai Baba also the same thing. It used to be different way, but it used to be. And not only with these two Mahatmas, with every Mahatma it is like that. There are two types of Mahatmas. One Mahatma is who puts you in the Siddha Marg, Nath Marg. They don't teach you. They don't teach you scriptures. So what did Gahninath do to Nivrittinath? Put his hand on his head, knowledge was transferred. Or what Shirdi Baba used to do? He used to put you into situations and you will find your own answers. Correct? Whereas what do? We take a scripture, go verse by verse, and help, and till you work yourself, till you work it out yourself, isn't it? Slowly, slowly, as you keep exposing yourself to satsang over and over and over and over and over again, one day it is going to click. But here, the onus is on the student that he has to change. There, he is wondering where the change is going to come. But the situation that the teacher, the Mahatma, puts him into, because of his utter faith in the Mahatma, that brings about the change. Here, in the scriptural path, whether you have faith in the teacher or no faith in the teacher, if you have faith in the scriptures, the change will come about. Understanding will come about. See? So this Jnaneshwar Maharaj, that was the first miracle. Second miracle, what was it? Second miracle was the wall one. But that will come to later. And then, and after a few days, then one person was dying, and the young girl who was married to that young fellow, she came and prayed, fell at the feet of Jnaneshwar Maharaj. Jnaneshwar, Nainoba, you have to save me. Mere soha ko bachao. I haven't even started my life yet, and my husband is passing away, and this fellow is lying dead there, and Jnanoba, keeping his attention on that one, as he is always, he says, if everything is the same, then where is life and where is death? It's all phenomena. And he says, hey, ut! He gets up. And this fellow who got up is the one who recorded the entire Jnaneshwari of Jnandev Maharaj. He penned it down. So from beginning till end, he attended all the lectures, must have, for us to benefit from it even today. And from there, then they came back to many days. They stayed at some, where is this place called? अहमदनगर के एरिया कौन सा है वहाँ? हाँ, Nevasa. So they stayed at Nevasa. There the Jnaneshwari was spoken for long periods of time. Then eventually the people living in Aalandi who had persecuted this family, they were feeling bad. Jnaneshwara felt that he must not make, Mahatmas always have a heart like butter. So they no resentment. They said, no, we must put them also right. So Jnaneshwar Maharaj and all the brothers, sisters, they come back to Aalandi, and when they come back, then the satsangs continue there, and all the people feel that our property has come back to us. That is Jnandev Maharaj. And then one day they were sitting there, and some of you have heard of a great yogi by the name of Changdev Maharaj. And this Changdev Maharaj, he used to do, in Yoga Sutra, there is a methodology, sadhana given called Kaya Kalp. And in that Kaya Kalp, a 60-year-old man, if he does it for 20 years, does certain pranayams, eats certain type of food, does certain type of yogic exercises, then he becomes 20-year-old after 20 years sadhana. Then again 40 years he will live, then reach 60, then again 20 years sadhana, and like this he has lived for 1,400 years. His name is Changdev Maharaj. And in that 1,400 years, he has done all the various yogas, whatever you can think of, from Aghori to Tantra and Kriya and Kundalini and Gyan and Bhakti, and every yoga he has perfected. And as a result of that, he has mastery over all living beings. In his presence, all people are in harmony with each other. All animals are in harmony with each other. No fighting with each other. No animosity. Such a great Mahatma. One day he hears of Jnandev Maharaj. He says, and thinking about when the news comes to him that, and first time came disregarded, second time came okay, third time came अच्छा ऐसे भी है. So one day he thinks, how should I address? People say he's a great person. So how do I address this fellow, this young fellow? He's younger than me. Do I say Pujya Jnaneshwar Maharaj? But how can I say I am grandfather age? He is young boy. How can I say Pujya? But if I say dear Jnandev, but how can I say dear? They say he's a great Mahatma. So in this confusion, after 1400 years, he has a confusion. He takes an envelope, puts an empty blank paper and sends it to Jnandev Maharaj. And when Jnandev Maharaj gets the letter, Mukta Bai from the back, he says, from whom has the letter come? He says, it has come from Changdev Maharaj. And when she, in that excitement that it has come from such a great master, opens the letter and there is nothing in that letter, not even one alphabet, no Om, nothing. She says, hey, he wasted his life. Mukta Bai is saying he wasted his life. Eventually Mukta Bai becomes his guru. And Jnandev Maharaj's masters always find a positive in it. He says, no, he's not confused. He's clean. He's ready to be filled. Now we can write the scripture. If the blank paper is there, then you can write something on it. If it already written, what can you write on it? You cannot write anything. Now we'll write our book. So he is showing that he is empty. He doesn't know. See, when Swamiji gives one example, that a person went to learn tabla. So the teacher said, अच्छा, आप बाहर लिखा हुआ है. If you don't know anything, 10 rupees a class. If you know little bit, 100 rupees a class. So this fellow goes, he has learned, but he has stopped practicing for many years. He says, 100 rupees. Why 100 rupees? I learned, I know basics. So it is, you don't have to start from basics. He says, no, 100 rupees is for unlearning what you have learned. See? So always go with an empty head in front of a Guru Maharaj. Go with an empty mind when you go to a temple. Go with an empty mind when you attend a satsang. Majority times what happens? Whatever we have studied somewhere, we are comparing it with that. Internally it is going on. He said that, oh, they did that, oh, I read that. Maybe even while I am telling you the story, some of you must be knowing the story. So you must be, Swami did not talk about that. Swami did not say this. Swami did not tell that right. Isn't it? It might be. So observe where your attention is. Is your attention on the words of the teacher, or is your attention on the essence? Are the words of the satsang invoking the Jnandev inside of us? Or are we only at the intellectual level collecting, comparing, analyzing the data that is coming towards us? Majority of the times we get caught up in that. So this Jnandev Maharaj and Mukta Bai, at that moment, they hear that Changdev Maharaj is coming with the big bang, all his devotees, hundreds and thousands of them, and all the animals, tigers, horses, elephants, deers, peacocks, snakes, rats, cats, dogs, everyone coming together. What a scene it must be. All of them coming together. And as they are coming together, the news comes to them that Changdev Maharaj is coming, Changdev Maharaj is coming. And Mukta Bai is, Bhava, Dada, let's go and welcome them. Yes, Jnandev Maharaj says, yes, we must welcome them. Why? Because he is elder to us. And we should not waste time, because if we waste time, by the time we walk there, he will already have reached Aalandi. We must meet him before he enters Aalandi. So immediately Muktabai says, Dada, make this wall fly. Nyandev Maharaj follows his sister, touches the wall, Chalga, and the wall flies. And Sangdev Maharaj, who's coming with this great pomp and show towards Aalandi, suddenly sees the 4 kids on a wall and the wall flying and coming towards him. Immediately gets down from his tiger and falls at the feet of Nyandev Maharaj. I have the ability to control all living beings, but you have shown that you can control even inert matter. Certainly, I have wasted my 1400 years of my life. Please instruct me, I am available. So first availability was by not writing anything. So one must never come to a conclusion that you know everything in life. If you know everything, there is no possibility of improvement. So always remain a student of life forever. Swamiji says again and again, Hamesha seekhte raho. Keep learning throughout your life. Always be a student. Never take a position of a teacher. And because he is available, Nyandev Maharaj immediately says, yes, all that is good. Muktabai, who was only 8 or 9 years old at that time, he says, she will take care of you. And she helps Sangdev Maharaj to go beyond body identification. Who will do Kaya Kalp? Only who is identified with body, who doesn't want to give up the body. He wants to make body eternal. दूसरा रावण ही हो गया. See? So Muktabai, and that shift comes one day when Muktabai is taking shower and he is and she asks, hey, give me the towel, I forgot to bring the towel. And he closes his eyes and gives the towel. And that time she instructs him, what are you feeling? Why are you covering your eyes? What are you afraid of? After 1400 years, if you look at me, is Kam Vasana going to arise within you? Then what have you attained in life? Think. And that too a young kids. She's only 9-10 years old at that time. And eventually, and then the story goes on, there are many abhangas. Nyandev Maharaj then composed. Then Nyandev Maharaj gives the knowledge to Sangdev Maharaj on that blank piece of paper. 65 verses. And they are called Sangdev Pasashti. Great knowledge. All self-oriented. How to attain the self. What is the self? So, there was Jnaneshwari, Bhavartha Deepika, there was Sangdev Pasashti, then there was Amrutanubhav towards, उसके बाद Pasaidan भी था ना, Pasaidan था, and then there is Amrutanubhav that is written just 1 year before he takes Samadhi. And that time the Nivrittinath again asks him, Jnanava, now you write down your experience of realization. And Nyandev Maharaj then writes down this Amrit Anubhav. And after having written that Amrit Anubhav, then he takes to this Samadhi, Sanjeevani Samadhi. And Nyandev Maharaj's philosophy is very clear. Normally, we in Shankaracharya Paddhati, when we study the Gita, Upanishads, etc., various scriptures, what is there? That this world is mithya and Brahma is Satyam. Brahma Satyam, Jagan Mithya. Correct? But in Natha Sampradaya, remember we are coming from Natha Sampradaya. Jnaneshwar Maharaj is part of the conclusion of Natha Sampradaya. Natha Sampradaya, where did it begin from? Yeah, but what is their philosophy? It's Kashmiri Shaivism. You heard of the word Kashmiri Shaivism? Kashmiri Shaivism. Their base is Kashmiri Shaivism. And in this Kashmiri Shaivism, like we have Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya, it is Advaita Vedanta, isn't it? This is Advaita. Shankaracharya is Advaita, non-dual approach. Then what is the approach of Natha Sampradaya? Is it Advaita? I'm asking. कभी सोचा नहीं. It is Ishvara Advayavada. What does it mean? It means, if you read the first chapter of Amritanubhav, you will come to know. It means that Paramashiva, out of his own free will, becomes Shiva and Shakti. And that Shiva Shakti, then Shakti multiplies, she is Trigunatmika. So that Shakti then becomes Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. With reference to the Sattva, the Shiva is called as Vishnu, along with Shakti is called Lakshmi. With Rajas, he is called as Brahma, and the Shakti is called Saraswati. And with reference to Tamas, he is called as Rudra, and the Shakti is called Parvati. And this way it goes on. And the whole creation comes about. But we forget, we'll get lost in the creation, but we forget the whole creation is nothing but the glory of that one Paramashiva. So one Paramashiva is alone expressing as Shiva and Shakti. That Paramashiva alone is expressing as Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, and Saraswati, Lakshmi, and Parvati. That same is expressing as the Pancha Mahabhut, is the one alone is expressing as all the Devatas. That one alone is expressing as the space-time objectivity. So everything is that one. That is the philosophy here. But so they don't deny the world, but they say the world is nothing but divine in this manner. So who is that person who knows that the world is divine without getting affected by the world? Ishvara. Ishvara, what is the difference between Ishvara and you? Ishvara is also consciousness. You are also consciousness. So what is the difference between you two? You are under the control of your Shakti called mind. And Ishvara is the master of Shakti, of his own Shakti. So when a human being, an individual, becomes the master of his mind, there is no difference between him and Ishvara. फिर उसको हम भगवान रामकृष्ण परमहंस बोलते हैं, फिर उसको हम भगवान रमण महर्षि बोलते हैं. समझ गए? So this is the Ishvara Advaya, that everything is, was, is, and in future will be nothing but that one truth alone. It has never fallen down from truth. Just like every wave is nothing but water alone or ocean alone. It has never become apart, separate from ocean. So you have from an atom, a tiny sand particle, to all the gods. Nobody has ever become separated from the infinite Lord. That is the philosophy of Ishvara Advayavad. So, and who is this? Again, what is the difference between Ishvara and individual? Individual has forgotten his source. Ishvara knows that he is the Paramashiva. Therefore, you see the Ishvara, when we take Puran, Shiv Puran or Vishnu Puran or Brahma Puran, or Ganesh Puran or Skanda Puran, all these gods are always meditating. They are meditating on their own self, on their own source. They never forget. So Ishvara is that principle who is, because he has withdrawn from the Shakti, he is master of his own Shakti. Shakti means potentiality. He is master of his potentiality. That potentiality cannot express without the Ishvara. But Ishvara is uninfluenced by the Shakti. Then what is he doing? Why is he uninfluenced? Because he is ever contemplating on his essential nature. Why are we getting influenced by our own Shakti called mind? Because we are never contemplating on our essential nature. Start contemplating on your essential nature, automatically the mind will start integrating itself. It will start synchronizing itself. But we think, first I'll do this, first I'll do that, I'll secure myself, then I'll do it. That is not the way to secure. The way to secure is go back to the source right now. And in this way, Jnaneshwar Maharaj, no more, he did show some miracles here and there, as the Siddhas do, but instead of Yoga Marg, Jnaneshwar Maharaj brought about the path of knowledge and made everyone become aware of their inherent essential perfection, and not only to the Pandits but to one and all. This was his gift to us. This should inspire us to share this knowledge, to live our life in the light of the great masters. That Jnaneshwar Maharaj is still living today. I don't know if any one of you have had that chance. I have had that chance. Where the office of have you been to aalandi? So if you are entering from the main gate, on the right hand side the office is there. From the office there is a two level steps going down, and there is a long corridor all the way to the samadhi. It's closed, but you can, and there is a meditation room there, and we have sat down and meditated there. Now they don't allow. I'm talking in 90s I went there, 2000 I went there, both time allowed. After that they stopped because too many people came to know or it was getting disturbed. So just on the other side of the wall, Jnaneshwar Maharaj is sitting. So ऐसे what do you call, glorious saints are present in our Bharatvarsh. Why we are taking only Maharashtra? Because they said so. I could have taken anyone. There is no reason. You go to Gujarat, there is n number of saints. You go to Kerala, Shankaracharya, Shivananda, Ramana Maharishi, everyone is coming from there only. So many saints have. You go to Tamil Nadu, so many Vaishnava saints and Shaivite saints are there. Every state of India has. Now I'm going to Chardham. So we are going to visit Neem Karoli Baba Ashram, Kanchi Ashram. And the first great Mahatma that came into my life when I was, how many years? I was 20 years old. I was working, doing apprenticeship, and I was, as an apprentice, I was on strike. So I didn't want to get beaten up by others. So I also didn't go to work. So 3 months we didn't go to work. In that, one of my bosses, he was getting married. He says, hey, come to my marriage. Where? To Haldwani. You heard of Haldwani? Haldwani is near Rampur, Nainital ke niche, Raniket. And there, this great, you Google it, you can find out. His name is Haida Khan Baba. Haida Khan Baba is the avatar of Mahavatar Baba. Mahavatar Baba is the teacher of Lahiri Mahashay. Lahiri Mahashay was the teacher of Yukteswar Giri Maharaj. Yukteswar Giri Maharaj was the teacher of Paramahamsa Yogananda. Actually, I went to Himalayas searching for महाअवतार बाबा. मिल गए अपने बाबा जी. उनको ढूंढते हुए गया था कि वो मिल जाए तो, पर वो मेरे को पहले ही मिल चुके थे. 20 years old. So I had walked there or gone there, and there this Haida Khan Baba, he was discovered by the villagers in one cave by the banks of the Kali Ganga on a cliff in meditation. And he lived there only for 17 years. So he was found at the age of 17. He lived till 34. 17 plus 17, 34. In that 17 years of his Leela, he aged to 50, 60 years. In 17 years. And I met him just 2 years before he concluded his Leela. After I met him this was in 1982. No, 1980. 81 December, October or November. That's when I met him. And in 86, I think, he just walked into the river and melted away. Gayab. Sabke samne. Just walked in. Exactly 17 years. हरडा खान बाबा. तो वहाँ पे भी हम जाने वाले हैं. उनकी गुफा में जाके बैठेंगे थोड़ी देर. तो आज के for today, this is the, I could spend, if I had more time, even longer, more in detail. But today is Jnaneshwar Maharaj has blessed us. Tomorrow we'll see which saint comes up, who grabs my mind. So with that, we'll conclude for today. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Just sit quietly for a moment. Hari Om.